Okay, I'm recording now. So again, the instruction is while we are waiting for others to join in, I'm going to play a short video, a public speaking video. So I want you to take note of everything you have learned. I promise to share a checklist with you. I will do that at the end of the program. However, everything you have learned in the course of this program, I want you to watch out for how it's been used, how all of those elements and strategies are being used in this video. Take note of them. If you have questions, feel free to ask. If there's any element that has been used in the video and we haven't spoken about, feel free to highlight them. If you have any other element you usually use on your own or you've seen people use and it's not there, Apologies, my network went off. I just got back now. So I would share my video now. Okay, I believe you can see my screen now. I will play the video right now. Please confirm if you can hear the sound of the video. Confirm if you can hear the sound of the. Can you hear the sound of the video? I await feedback. Okay, thank you, Fumi. So I'll proceed. Remember, I'm playing this just once.
Ndini, Cyril.
Network, please. Ugh. My network. It's loading. It's loading, please. What's happening? What's happening? Di ba yung other phone? The network is terrible. Eh? I have. Yun, really. 3 minutes ago. Please, can you hear me? If you can hear me, confirm. I would rather proceed without the video. I think I should just proceed without the video. Okay, it's working perfectly now.
Love. That the contest chair sounds more Zimbabwean than I do. In Zimbabwe, we speak Shona.
Dim. Ndini. Ndini. Cyril Junior Dim.
Thank you, contest chair.
You're welcome.
I love that the contest chair sounds more Zimbabwean than I do. In Zimbabwe, we speak Shona. And in this beautiful language, we have a very important word that I'd like to share with you today. In Shona, we say Ndini. N-D-I-N-I. Ndini. Try it. Beautiful. It means, this is me. In my language, we have one word for this very important phrase. This is me. Ndini. This word is special for me now, but growing up, I wasn't always comfortable with who I was. You see, even though I grew up in Zimbabwe, my middle name was a long, winding, complicated Nigerian name, because my father, whom I never knew, was Nigerian. Now, yes, I may know a Nigerian prince or two, but back then, I didn't want a Nigerian name. I wanted a cool name, like Martin Luther King Jr. or Contest Chair. The other kids would make fun of me. They said my name was useful as a password. They called my middle name memorably forgettable. They said my middle name was a curse from black magic. I hated my name. Have you ever hated something about yourself? I would argue with Mom. I would be so mad at her. You gave me this name. You did this to me. And now everybody makes fun of me because I'm different. And my mom would look at me and say, but son, that name is who you are. It's special. You know, your middle name means that what God has done, no man can change. And I said, Mom, man has changed many things. Okay, look at Chihuahuas. That used to be a wolf. I'm pretty sure I can change my name. And I did. As soon as I turned 18, I had my middle name removed from all my documents. It became my best kept secret. And I have not said that name once ever since. Before I knew it, it was 2018 and I'd landed in college, not in Zimbabwe, not even in Africa, but in the heart of Eastern Europe. It was clear who grew up in the snow and who grew up in the sand. I had never been this different before. The fly in the milk. It felt like I had taken 1 step forward and 10 steps backwards. But then I met Nick, another fly in the milk, but from Congo. He's got the African boy swag, you know, low, deep voice, speaks very slow. Let's say your name 3 times and see what happens. But I knew exactly how those words must have felt. But Nick was ready. I have never met anybody with my name. It was a gift from my grandfather, and I like it. And we laughed, and we got kicked out of the library. But in my heart, I was 18 again, seeing in Nick what I didn't have for myself: acceptance. And for the first time, I started looking around and I realized we're all different. Even Nick was different. But he wasn't just different. He was special because he accepted himself. And for the first time in a long time, I wanted to accept myself too. I looked myself in the mirror and said, Ndini, this is me. I know that many of you out there at some point in your life have felt uncomfortable being who you are. Maybe it was your name. Maybe it was the family you came from. Maybe it was the school you went to. Maybe you were tall. Maybe you were short. Maybe you have wrinkles, freckles. Maybe you have scars. I know that some of you out there know what it is to be different. And even if you don't feel it, I'm sure you know somebody who does. You are beautifully you. The only you. And no man can change that. So let me invite you to make this very important word a part of your language. Ndini. This is me. For my friends here in Nashville and the thousands watching from home, say it with me. This is me. Ndini. Beautiful. I haven't had the courage to officially reclaim my name. But here, today, I think we can make a step in the right direction. I was born Cyril Jr. Uche Chukwumere Dim. And this is me. Ndini.
Yes, let's get to it. What are the things you highlighted during that breathtaking delivery? He was the winner of the public speaking championship speech in the year 2022. Do you think that was worth it? So let me read from you. If you'd like to talk, please raise your hand. We have about 10 minutes to analyze this, and we move to the next. Today is filled with activities. And we move to the next activity that we have. If you'd like to speak, raise your hand. If you prefer to leave a chat, go ahead and leave a chat. I'm waiting for feedback. Highlight the tools, public speaking tools he used that made that speech worth giving him the trophy in the year 2022. I am waiting. If you'd like to speak, raise your hand. If you'd like to give feedback in the chat, please go ahead. We have 10 minutes and our time is counting already. So once is in the next 10 minutes, that is about 42, we would move to the next thing. P says, please, I just joined. Unfortunately, we can't go back to that. Those of you that were here when I shared that video, please go ahead. I'm waiting. If you'd like to speak, raise your hand. Or no one has anything to say. Once I move past this, we are gone. Okay, somebody says his boldness and conviction of his name. And that's not my question. You're correct, actually. His boldness, yes, gave way. You have to be confident, yes. But then I'm saying highlight the tools. We have talked about different tools. One of it is storytelling. Another is your entrance, your grand entrance to telling the audience how you feel. Another is your voice variety, how vocal you were, how you played with words. Another is descriptive words. Another is eye contact, pace, speed, pauses, humor. So I'm waiting. I saw Lami raise her hand, but her hand is not up again. Is it that you changed your mind? Okay, Tony said he started with storytelling. Was that what he started with? No. Yes, storytelling was part of his introduction. You know, a public speaking presentation, whether a speech or just any presentation, would have the introduction, the content, that is the body, and the conclusion. So part of the introduction, yes, is shared story. In fact, everything he did was storytelling. But then he started with something. There's something I needed you to start with. He narrated his story. How did he narrate that story? You have not said what I want. Engage the audience. Yes, audience engagement. That is one of the tools he used powerfully. Audience engagement. When he stated the name Indini, that is using another language. I remember T.M. Tosin teaching us that when you work on storytelling, when it's time for storytelling, you're allowed to use other language or any other language that you're comfortable with. However, make sure you translate it. Can you remember that part? Which he did in Dini. And at a point he said, let's try it. He gave the audience the ability to try it along with him. That is called audience engagement. Yes, audience engagement is a powerful tool. They're not just there listening throughout a speech. At a time, he gave them the opportunity to be part of what he's doing. Audience engagement, yes, that is the first, that is one of the tools he used. Any other person, aside from audience engagement, somebody said no stage fright. I would not say no stage fright. Remember, for everyone, there's that feeling of, can I do this? Can I do this? He must have felt it when they introduced him, but he was able to manage it. So I wouldn't say no stage fright. Rather, you can say was able to manage that. He was able to turn it. Remember my last class, my last session, I said that it is more about you being able to manage it, to turn the energy from negativity to positivity. Remember that. So any other person, unshakable confidence. How did he present the unshakable confidence? Please answer that, Tamara. How? How? He started with his first name. Do you mean he told us his name? No, he didn't tell us his name, Esther. There's something you guys are not talking about. He used humor, yes. All through the speech. Humor, yes. He leveraged, excuse me. He leveraged humor. And you'd also realize that for every statement, he gave the audience enough time to react. Pace, powerful pace. That showed confidence. Normally, someone who is not confident would rush over the words and just want to be done. I want to be done. I want to be done. It's a C. Right? But he didn't do that. Instead, he portrayed confidence. He showed confidence. So at the end of almost each statement, excuse me, the audience gave feedback. At a point, they laughed. At some point, they repeated one or two expressions with him when he engaged them. But I see something you're not talking about. Let me give you pointers. In our last class, we talked about your entrance. Who can narrate his entrance or describe it? What did you think it did differently? Another is his opening. His opening was different. You realize that the contestant introduced him. She took the job description of an MC. She introduced him. As soon as he was ushered in, the first thing he did was to appreciate the contestant. Can you remember? Now, after appreciating the contestant, he did something which was profound before he went into his opening. That also established his confidence. Remember, last week's topic was how to command attention. The way he stepped in, we can narrate that. And what did he do that gave that profound opening, that made his opening distinguished, that didn't make you feel like his opening was him thanking the lady who introduced him? I'm waiting. Who has that answer? Vivid personal story. Yes. He didn't share a story that was not his. It wasn't a story he read somewhere. It was his personal story. And I think that has to do with his topic. Beautiful. Okay, yes, Esther said he answered back with thank you. So after that, what did he do? There's something he did. Oh, you're missing it. We talked about it last week. You're missing that part. There's something he did. There's something he did before he went into the story, or before he even went into. Somebody said he walked up and down, then came back to the center. Beautiful, Esther. You're getting there. So we can talk about his entrance. You right? What again did he then do before he started? After he maintained eye contact with the lady who introduced him and thanked her. And then he did something. Before he went, he smiled. Yes, that's it. At that point, while he was smiling, he maintained silence. That was the key thing I wanted to hear. But smiling was powerful as well. He maintained silence. Let's quickly watch that part again. Just that part again. Commanding attention. We're going to watch it from the part where he stepped into the room confidently, shoulders high, was looking up, was able to maintain a particular position. It was working from a point, but it got to that position, that center of the room or center of the stage, where he felt, okay, I'm comfortable here. He appreciated the person who introduced him with eye contact, a smile, and nice words. And then he looked straight back to his audience without saying a word. He's trying to let you know that me greeting her or me sending those accolades aren't part of my speech. That was mere formality, what he's supposed to do. He took that short silence to tell the room, to tell the audience that I'm here. It's time to listen to me. He wasn't in a hurry to start. He gave that pause while maintaining eye contact with them, surveying the room. Remember where I taught you that when you get to the room, let them know that I'm happy to see you. Smile at them, look at their faces in silence. And then he started with humor. He was slightly making a fun of the MC, saying, wow, you even speak you speak the language better than I do. But of course, that isn't true. Let's watch it again. Let's watch it again. There's a lot of things I wanted you to highlight, but you're not highlighting it. Tools for public speaking. That's what we've been talking about in the last 3 sessions. So let's watch that video again. Though I said we're going to watch it once, but because you didn't get it, I feel it's important we see that part again.
Junior, Dim. Ndini. Ndini, Cyril, Junior, Dim.
Now pay attention.
Thank you, Contest Chair.
You're welcome.
I love that the contest chair sounds more Zimbabwean than I do. In Zimbabwe, we speak Shona. And in this beautiful language, we have a very important word that I'd like to share with you today. In Shona, we say Ndini. N-D-I-N-I. Ndini. Try it. Beautiful. It means, this is me. In my language, we have one word for this very important phrase. This is me. Ndini. This word is special for me now, but growing up, I wasn't always comfortable with who I was. You see, even though I grew up in Zimbabwe, my middle name was a long, winding, complicated Nigerian name, because my father, whom I never knew,
Did you get it now? He didn't rush into his presentation. After he had sent accolades to the MC, it took a pause before he continued. And afterwards, it went straight into humor. That was the beginning of the speech. He went straight into adding humor. And then audience engagement, very important. He said, try it with me. They pronounced the name with him. Towards the end of his speech, he also did audience engagement. Try it with me. Let's do this. Another thing he did was his pace. Did you pay attention to how he mentioned names like Martin Luther King Jr.? For each word, there's a short pause. Pace, the power of pace. He went slowly on each name. Another is his speed. For each statement, he took a pause. He gave the audience the ability to give feedback. Sometimes they laugh, sometimes they jiggle. Etc. Another is his facial expression. Did you take note of his facial expression when he said, I hate my name? Anyone? Facial expression and body movement. Another is his vocal variety. When the mother spoke, he tried to mimic the mother. He tried to change his voice from his unique voice to, let's assume, his mother's voice. When he was having conversation with his friends, or when he figured out his friend's name, did you see the change of voice again? Vocal variety, that is what is called vocal variety. And his movement. You realize that when he's about to move to a new paragraph, he's going to move slowly from a part of the stage to another part of the stage. And when he gets there, he stands still. He stood there still until he completes, or until he's able to make a particular point before he moves again. Then he then moved from that part of the stage to another part. Did you pay attention to that? And another is call to action. Towards the end, there was something he wanted the audience to take home. He highlighted that. He consciously highlighted that. And for each stage of his storytelling, there was suspense. We wanted to hear more. We wanted to know the end. And did you also notice that he didn't mention his Nigerian name until the end? Suspense. We knew there was a Nigerian name. It was long. It was at the end, towards the end, let me put it that way. That was when he stated that name. And of course, you'd agree that it was long. And while he said that he hated that name, he also gave Nigerians there that feeling that's not like it's Nigerians, where he said that I must have known one or two Nigerian kings. Public speaking tools. And one big thing that he did throughout was eye contact. His eyes were not wandering out of his audience. They were there throughout. There was one person or the other he locked eyes with. That shows confidence. I'm disappointed that not many of us were able to highlight all of these public speaking tools. It's really disappointing. These are tools that you must, when you're preparing your speech, you're preparing for your presentation, these are things that you want to watch out for. These are things that you want to always use so that it's easier for you to speak better. So if I were you, the checklist I'm going to send to you for every speech that I have, you can just highlight this during your preparation and see, was I able to do this? Was I able to do this? Which one am I leaving out? etc. Okay, let's get to what we have today. Start share my screen now to my slide and we kickstart. Like I said, today is filled with activities. There are lots of activities that we will be doing today. And the first activity, I'm going to have the room divided into groups. We're going to have a short breakout session where we're going to practice a particular tool. Our topic for tonight, can you see my slide now? Please confirm if you can see my slide. Please confirm if you can see my slide. Please confirm if you can see my slide. No. Oh, let me share it again. Can you see it now? Okay, it's loading. I believe you can see it now. Can you see my slide now? Can you see my slide now? I wait feedback. Okay. It's still no. The slide is up. Okay, some people are saying yes. Somebody said it's still loading, okay? It will complete loading soon. The network has been terrible. I think it's the weather. I don't know if you can see it properly now. Can you see it properly now? Oh. It's still loading from my end. Hey, goodness. Okay, it's up now. So our topic for tonight is develop your unique speaking voice. So I've already built on last week's content. Remember last week, we learned how to command any room, how to command attention in any room. And I stated that the human attention span is less than a goldfish span. And that is about 8 seconds, which is why the moment you get on that stage, you want to give them reasons to listen to you. How you walk to that stage, how you own the stage, how you take up space, and of course, how you open your speech. So today we will be talking about your voice. I hope you know that no two humans have the same voice. It's just like your fingerprint. Why is it that when you go to the bank, one of the things that they use to ascertain who you are is fingerprints? That is because your fingerprint is unique. Same with your voice. Your voice is unique. So there is no point trying to sound like someone else. There is no point trying to sound fake. There is no point trying to be who you're not. There are 2 videos we're going to watch. These are videos that I got from those that have submitted their assignments, but not now. These 2 videos, the first one, the speaker did so well in its presentation, but then the voice didn't sound authentic. The other one, the voice was authentic. You could easily align the voice to the speaker, knowing this is who she is. Now, how do you then take ownership of your voice? There is what I call the 3-pillar framework, and that is what I will be sharing with you tonight. And this framework is got using each letter in the word voice. The first letter, V, vocal identity. Your speaking voice is what we can realize from your personality. When we talk about your personality, let's start with you being introvert, you being an introvert, being an extrovert, etc. Have you realized that most times an introvert would speak with a voice that is similarly calm, sometimes really silent, but sometimes it carries power? Why for an extrovert, you can feel their energy. Sometimes it might sound like they're screaming, or maybe they're using so much energy in whatever they're saying. So your personality is important in your voice. If you're the type that have so much energy, please let's have it. Let's feel it in how you speak. If you're an introvert, you do not have to shout. You don't have to be everywhere with your voice like an extrovert. Own your voice. That calmness in your voice, that low energy in your voice is enough to show your personality. And of course, it is enough for us to know that, yes, this is who you are. Then your message. As a beginner, when it comes to public speaking, it is important to work around the message that you're comfortable with, the message that you know very well, the message that you've got content on. TM Tosin already talked a lot about that, so I'm not going to waste time on it. And last is your authentic self. One way to establish your authentic authentic self. Is to use your personal stories when you talk. Have you ever asked you on the radio when you cannot even see their face that it is because they sound everywhere? They sound the why is it that when you hear a voice note and somebody is saying, I am the diction, you can tell that, oh no, this person is not a diction queen? Or why is it that when you call someone and they're not in a very nice position, you ask questions like, are you sleeping? Are you okay? Because something is wrong with your voice. Or have you ever called someone and you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I think I'm calling the wrong number. You don't sound like the person I want to talk with. Because they sound the same. There's a particular way they sound every other time you've spoken to them. So what helps people to identify your voice is first who you are, the kind of energy you carry. Second is the message. There's a way you always deliver your message. And lastly is your authentic self. So please, as much as we're learning diction, we're learning phonetic. Do not lose yourself. Yes, for me, you didn't hear me again because my network went off again. My network went off again. That's why you didn't hear me. So let me quickly share my slide and we kickstart. We continue rather. So we have ownership. Do not borrow someone else's voice. I've met people say things like, I don't like my voice. It's too deep. It's too thin. It's this, it's that. Yes, it's okay for you not to like your voice. But instead of borrowing someone else's voice, rather improve on your own voice. Improve on it. Make it better. If it is your pitch you do not like, take up exercises that can help improve your pitch. If it is your tone you don't like, if it is your voice quality you do not like, there are lots of things that you can do that can help you to improve on it. So let me ask you a question right now. Who are you when you're not performing? When you're not on the stage, when you're not in public, who are you? Because the truth is, your voice is not something to create because it's already in your DNA. Your voice is your voice. It's something you have got since creation. So you can't change it. You can't sound like someone else. You can only improve on it. So how do you sound when no one is watching? when no one is there to judge you? What is your natural speaking rhythm like? Is it energetic or it just naturally calm? Whatever it is what it should be when you are in public as well. Don't try to sound like someone else. Maybe because your natural voice is not good enough, or because you do not like your vocal quality. Instead, improve on it. There are a lot of things you can do to improve on it. Number one is to learn. When you learn, it becomes better. Number two is to take up exercises. There are lots of exercises you can do. The simplest exercise you can do is to get a pen. It depends on how much exercise you've been doing before. Get a pen and do the dog style. You know how the dog does when they're eating a bone. I believe you can see my face. So put a pen in your mouth and try to make several sounds or different sounds that you're comfortable with. Just like I'm doing right now. This way, the more you do it, the better your sound become. The better your sound will come out. I am using a marker. You might want to start with a pen. With a pencil, it's a C. There are lots of, somebody said I'm not seeing your face. We can, oh, sorry. I think it was when my network went off earlier than my video went off. Can you see my face now? Where was I? So this is it. Just put it pen. Start with slimmer pen. This is a marker. You can use a pen, you can use a pencil, just like a dog would have a bone to his mouth, and try to make different sounds with it. It helps with your voice quality. It helps your voice to come out better. So instead of borrowing someone else's voice, improve on your own voice if there's any reason why you're not comfortable with your voice. Because when you own your voice, you give others permission to own your voice. Imagine I come here every day with different voices. At a point, you become tired. Who exactly is she? Or I come up with different diction. My authentic self would not come out. And because I'm not owning my voice, you find it difficult to own my voice. It will be irritating to you. It will be tiring to you, eaters. Now, the next is intentionality. Now, every great speaker makes deliberate choices about how they sound. One of the ways to make deliberate choices is to be intentional about how your voice comes out. Through exercising. So, when you record yourself, one of the activities or exercises we do in the Diction Mastery Academy, when you record yourself and you listen to your own voice note, how do you feel? I'll use myself as example. At first, the first day I intentionally listened to my voice note, I wasn't comfortable with how I sounded. It sounded awkward. I don't know if you have ever felt like that before, but that was how I felt. Then I started being intentional about doing that, recording myself, listening to it, recording myself, listening to it. You know what that does? It makes me to be aware of my vocal impact. So I became aware that, okay, Bridget or Bukola, this part of your voice is not nice. When you speak like this, you sound like this, blah, 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 blah. So I was able to analyze my voice myself. I was able to get feedback. And the parts that I didn't like, what did I do? I got to work. So when you listen to yourself, when you're intentional about your voice, you realize that there are some sounds that there's a way you make them that make your voice not come out well. One of such sound is the classy sound, the O sound, the A sound, the I sound. These three sounds are critical. Let me write the symbols out. For some of us that are in the Diction Mastery Academy, you will be familiar with those sounds. The O sound. There's a way you articulate this sound that makes your voice come out better. No, so, over, vocal, etc. Another is the A sound. A, say, nay, way, etc. And then we have the I sound. These sounds are all diphthong sounds. Remember what I usually say about the diphthong sounds? You want to go slowly from the first sound to the second sound. It aids your voice. It helps you move from you being unconsciously competent to being consciously competent. And then I have the C. Remember we're talking about the voice framework. I have the C, which is consistency. Your voice should be recognizable across all speaking contexts. Ask yourself, do people recognize you by your voice alone? Do they recognize you by your voice alone? When people hear your voice, can they say, this is you? I remember years ago, I posted I think it was 2021. That was when we had our first conference. We've had the conference like twice before we stopped. So then every year, we'll do a 3 days conference where I would invite, I think it used to be 6 speakers. So we'd have 2 speakers every day for 3 days, talk about different topics around a particular theme on communication skill. So the first year we did it, one of my, should I call her a mentee? No, I would say a student. Yes, she was a student at that time before she became a mentee. So while we were doing our advertisement, she reached out and said, oh, I'd like to do all the voiceover you would be using for this event. It was an online conference. So she started doing voiceover. So we would do a flyer, would have her do voiceover over it and all. So I started posting it on WhatsApp status. That was when I started my night classes on WhatsApp. Who missed night classes on WhatsApp? I'm thinking of getting back on that. I'm thinking of coming back on WhatsApp for night classes where we learn. Who knows about night classes? Anyone here who knows about my night classes then? Anyone? If you do, if you miss it, let me know. Anyone? Oh, I think nobody knows about night classes here. I used to be very fun then. So I would always post it on WhatsApp status. So there was this particular day, someone reached out. It was someone we met, at a conference in Oyo State, that conference that year. So I was invited as a guest. It was in Oyo State. So ever since then, we shared WhatsApp contact. So he started seeing my WhatsApp post. And he saw the lady's video, voiceover, and he said, are you the one who groomed this lady? She sounded so you. And I was like, really? She sounded like me. She said, yes, there's the way you sound. You sounded like you, though I know it's not you, but you sounded like she had a foundation from you. And that was when I knew that people can recognize your voice alone. So if he can see the impact of my voice in someone else's voice, it means that if anyone tries to mimic my voice or anyone tries to infiltrate my voice, he can tell that this is the diction point, but not original. So can people recognize your voice alone without your face? When they listen to your voice note, can they recognize your voice? Your voice should adapt to all situations. Your voice should be able to be itself anywhere you're talking or any topic you're talking about. That means you're using the same pitch, the same pace, same volume, same energy, regardless of the context. You're maintaining your core vocal identity, how you articulate your words, the sound of your words, the volume of your voice, the pitch, how it goes up and down, etc. You know what that does? It helps your audience to trust you. And it always creates this memorable feeling to them. Whether you're in the boardroom or you're in a coffee shop or you're on a conference stage, be you. Or maybe it's just a conversation with a friend. You want to be consistent about your voice. But if you're trying to fake it, let's assume you're trying to sound different, especially for the sake of diction. Do you know that you will not be able to keep up with that voice? I bet you won't be able to keep up, which is why you should not be fake. Which is why when you're delivering your speech or you're speaking or you're doing anything, do not sound fake. Be you. Be you. And lastly, I have E, evolution. Your voice should grow as you grow as a speaker. Now, as much as your voice should be who you are, as much as your voice should sound the same, on all contexts or on all stages, it doesn't mean your voice should remain shallow. As you grow, let your voice, if you're a man, let it grow in the sense of intensity. I've heard people say, oh, he has a deep voice. That is growth. Most people do not start with deep voices. But as they grow, as they gain more confidence, their voice gets deeper. The intensity, the frequency, the wave grows. Let your voice grow as a speaker. How do you grow your voice? Number one, exercise. The simplest exercise you can do is to hum. You can keep humming. When you're in the kitchen, when you're in the bathroom, hum, make different sounds. It's a voice exercise. Another is make sounds. When you make different sounds with different pitch, just like a singer. So you want to make a particular sound with low pitch. You want to make it with mid pitch. You want to make it with high pitch this way. Ta 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 ta. Do this playfully at your convenience. You don't even have to say, I'll do this every morning or I'll do this every afternoon. Anytime that works for you. Whether you're alone in the bathroom or you're alone at home, do it at a time that works for you. It helps you grow your voice. Now, I've successfully taken you through the 3 pillars of voice. V, vocal identity. O, ownership. I, intentionality. C, consistency. E, evolution. If you have questions about this, please ask. So we can move to our second activity. Like I said, tonight is filled with activity. After the second activity, I'll go into another part of my presentation slide. If you have questions, please ask before we move to the activity we have. To do this activity, I'm going to divide this session into rooms, just like we usually do in the 6 Weeks Academy. Would go for a breakout session where you would practice this. But before then, if you have questions, please ask. Any question? Any question? There's a question I'm expecting, and I hope you would ask. Any question? Any question at all? Any question at all? No question. There's a question I'm expecting. And the question is, excuse me, please. Okay, any question? Any question? Okay, I have 2 charts. I have a question. Okay, would you like to speak? Please raise your hand so I can unmute you. Raise your hand so I can unmute you. Raise your hand so I can unmute you. Or you can send a chat instead, Olayinka. Raise your hand so I can unmute you. Somebody said, I didn't understand it at all. Okay, I'll get back to that. Okay, Olayinka, please unmute. Evening.
Good evening.
Yes, ma'am.
Well done, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
My question is it possible to have 2 different voices? Like maybe when you are presenting, you can have a different voice. You can use a voice. Maybe when you are at home, or maybe you are speaking to a friend, maybe in the office, you can also have another voice.
Okay.
Because you are saying we should be real.
Yes, be real.
I've learned about we've learned about our diction, and we want to improve our diction.
Yes.
And daily we are improving our diction. So
Yes.
when presenting, maybe you are given a topic to talk about. Can you use your diction? Is it possible to switch? Because when I'm
Okay.
home, when I'm my children, I don't know if I can't be speaking. I will just use my normal voice. But when I'm
Okay.
presenting or talking or having conversation in my workplace or in the church or any, I can use another. Is it possible for us to? I just have like 2 voices.
Okay.
But I'll wait.
Okay. I would say that those are not voices. You don't have 2 voices. You have just one.
Okay.
Rather, what you're doing, yes, you have one. Okay, let me give an example. I understand what you're saying perfectly. When I'm talking with my sister or my husband, sometimes my husband will be like, hey, come and see the diction queen. Oh, hey, if your client sees you like this, blah, 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 like that. I'm more relaxed. And I am just speaking in a way that no one is judging me. I'm being myself. Now, when I come here, because I want to do what I'm preaching, I will sound better than what I sound like in the bedroom. Now, when I go out there and I'm having a meeting with other diction instructors, maybe my team, I want to sound better than them because I'm the boss. I am not using different voices. Rather, it is the quality of the voice that changes. It's not my voice. It's the same voice. So whether you see me in the bedroom or you hear my voice in the boardroom, you would still know it is Diction Queen that is speaking. But let's assume today I'm trying to use my husband's voice, and tomorrow I'm using my sister's voice, and next tomorrow I'm using my voice. That is when I'm using different voices. So the first thing is you do not have different voices. Instead, what you're doing is in your convenient place, you are just trying to be you. You're just being carefree. Let me use that word. You're being carefree. But when you get out there, you become more intentional. You want to put in your diction skills with the same voice. So what happens is when you use your diction skill, your voice would sound better with the same voice. Remember when I talked about improving on your voice, not changing your voice. You're just improving on it. However, that is normal. That is what makes us human. That is normal. But for beginners, for someone who is just improving and learning, it is not advisable. In fact, the best place for you to practice the diction as someone who is just learning is with your children, with your sister, with your partner, with those people that you're so comfortable with. Remember, I would always say that diction is like prayer. In fact, communication skill generally is like prayer. So it's like you praying in the corner of your room, and when the prayer gets answered, the whole word will feel it, they would see it. Same with diction. Practice with the people around you first. Because if you don't do that, if you wait until when you get out there, there is a high possibility of you making lots of errors. Another thing is it would then sound like pretense. But at the time where you're just beginning, it's advisable that whether you're with your children, you're in the bedroom or in the bathroom, retain the diction until you have mastered it. That is when you can easily switch. I hope that answers your question, ma'am. Are you there, ma'am? Oh, I think she has. So yes, you
thank
can
you.
switch. Switching doesn't mean you're using different voices. You can switch, of course, but as a beginner, it is not advisable that you always speak in a relaxed way with your children, and then when you get out there, you want to speak with diction. It becomes tougher for you. It also slows down your progress. Somebody said, please, Diction Queen, what is tonight? What is the topic for tonight? The topic for tonight is develop your unique speaking voice. Any other question? You have given more than one steps or keys or tools for this public speaking. Which one do you recommend? Now, there are lots of tools to use during public speaking. Just like the video we watched, he didn't use one. He didn't decide to say, I would only use storytelling. I wouldn't use the others. No, you can use as many as possible for each presentation. So if I want to give my icebreaker speech, I would use storytelling. I would use my body language. I would use my eye contact. I would use humor. I would use vocal variety. I would use audience engagement, on and on like that. I can decide to use all of it. I'll use statistic. I'll use thought-provoking. I can use all of it. It just depends on what you're talking about. So it doesn't mean that if I want to talk about myself, I would only use storytelling. Okay, so next week when I want to talk about another topic, I would use statistic. No. It depends on what you're talking about. You can use as many tools as possible. I hope that answers your question, Esther. I really did. The class is interesting, ma'am, but I will plead we extend the class, ma'am. During tonight's session, please, ma'am, may I get your pronunciation of particular? Ma'am, please, I didn't understand at all. What part don't you understand? Did you join the class late? What part don't you understand? Did you join the class late? What part don't you understand? Now let's go to the activity. We are still coming back. We're not ending tonight's session yet. We're just going to have a bit of a task to do right now. So I'm going to divide this session into groups. We're going to have a breakout session. And we're going to practice what I called the voice archaeology dick. The voice archaeology dick. Archaeology. The voice archaeology dick. This is how we'll do it. In each room would have 4 people in each room. 4 people in each room. So you're going to listen to each person speak. Now, each person will speak for a few seconds. Few seconds, it could be 2 seconds. Talk about anything at all. For example, you could talk about a moment when you felt completely confident. Just talk about anything. Pick anything and talk about. You could talk about your day. You could talk about anything at all, anything you're comfortable talking about. Please make it short. let's say 1 minute at most. Each person should talk for 1 minute at most. Talk about anything you're comfortable to talk about. Now, the others would listen to you. And then you take note of 3 things. Let me write them out so you can take screenshot of these 3 things. You take note of 3 things. The first is when the speaker's voice, take note of when the speaker's voice sound most authentic. The second thing to pay attention to is what vocal quality or qualities, it might be 1, it might be 2, emerged naturally. And the third thing to focus or to take note is when did they sound most convincing? When did the speaker sound most convincing? Please take a screenshot of this. Remember, once you go for breakout session, you won't see it again. So let me take the instruction again. Each person will talk about anything at all. Remember, this is a presentation. So make it a presentation. It's not a conversation. Pick any topic at all and present that topic for 1 minute, just 1 minute. While you're presenting, your listeners will take note of 3 things. First, when the speaker's voice sounds most authentic. Which statement or which sentence, what are they talking about when their voice sounds most authentic to you? The second is, what vocal qualities emerged naturally? Was it when they were calm? Or was it when they were screaming? And the last thing is, when did the speaker sound most convincing? You want to take note of these 3 things. Now, quickly, I'm going to give a short speech, 1 minute, and then you take note of these 3 things. I just want to be sure we got it. So when you get to your room, each person will take their own role. So the first person does for 1 minute, you take note, the next person does theirs, the next person does theirs, the next person does theirs. So in your room, we're going to have 4 persons. So listen to my own presentation and take note. You can write it in the chat. When did my voice sound most authentic? What vocal quality emerged natural? And when did I sound most convincing? I'll start. Do you know that great communication skill isn't inborn for most of us? I've met people who were born with great communication skill. Maybe they were fluent. Maybe they have nice vocal qualities. Or maybe they have special accent, different from their environment. However, for any of these that comes as talent to them, it's important for them to improve on it, to turn it from being just a talent to a skill. Growing up, I never loved my voice, but I got lots of accolades in my environment because I speak good English. And then my dad left. My mom started to speak her pidgin English with us. That affected not just my English skills, but my confidence as well. Because I remember in class then, because I'm very petite, my teachers would always fight for me and say things like, instead of you to learn English from her, you are there bullying her. Sure. Lest I forget, I attended a government secondary school. And a child in JSS 1 looked like a child in primary 2. where I have big muzzled up men and women. I just the word men and women because they actually looked like that in JSS 1. And they were always after me, bullying me. So I lost my English skills, I lost my confidence, and they had all the reasons to bully me without my teacher saying, instead of you to learn English from her. Then, moving to university, I still get to experience the disadvantage of lack of great communication skill. And after my university days, working as a receptionist in a 3-star local hotel, a friend reached out to me and said, it's high time you improved on your speaking skill. And that was when I started learning diction. I lost my talent, but I took it upon myself to learn. And now it's not just a talent, it's a skill. So I enjoy you. Whether speaking skill is a talent to you or not, take that step to turning it into a skill, as it is there to help uphold you, not just your personal life, also in your professional life. Thank you. I want to guess I spent more than 1 minute. Oh, goodness. Okay. So let me get your feedback. Your feedback. During my speech, when did my voice sound most authentic? When did my vocal variety emerge naturally? And when did my voice sound most convincing? Feedback. I spent 3 minutes. I really need to work on my timing. That is one of the things of a great speaker. You have to work on your timing. You have to make sure that your timing is your timing. That is one of the reasons why in Toastmasters, I have never been emerged as the best, which I really look forward to. I'm going to celebrate when I eventually do. Irene, thank you. Okay, so feedback. So I spent, if it was in Toastmaster, I spent more than 1 minute. It means that my speech would not even be considered. That's one of the reasons why I love Toastmaster, because your timing is far ahead. If you were asked to speak for 1 minute, then they would give you a grace of about, I think, 3 seconds. I'm not sure. But once you have spent more than the allotted time, it means that your speech would not even be considered. Feedback. So during my speech, when did my voice sound most authentic? When did it sound natural? When did it sound convincing? Feedback, please. Ma'am, which am I? I don't understand your question, Faustina. Feedback about my speech. Number 1, sure. That's my native language. You sounded most authentic when you whispered, when you sounded like your teacher. Okay. So vocal variety. Okay. One more. So I sounded most authentic when I changed my vocal variety to sound like another person. And the other person said I sounded more natural when I used my local dialect. You were vocal cord when you express your ordeal in class. Okay, I think that's the same thing P said. Sorry, ma'am, I mean group. I have not shared us into group. I have not grouped us. So please hold on. One more. Okay, so I do not waste time. Let's go ahead. So now we know what to do, right? So in your group, you're going to be 4 in each group. So the first person would make their presentation. They could just share a story, pick a topic, 1 minute. Please, let's try to maintain our timing, right? So you listen to that person, you give feedback. Please take a screenshot of this. You would not see it in your room. Then the next person will start his or her own. When you're done, let them know so the next person can make his or her own presentation, 1 minute as well. You give feedback as well. Everybody would give feedback, not just one person. So each person does that. Do we have question about the instruction? Is the instruction clear? Is instruction clear? Is instruction clear? Oh, I sounded more convincing when I shout. When I shouted, yes. I also know that. I know that when I shout, don't mind me, that energy is always there. Any question about the instruction? Is the instruction clear? So we can go for the breakout session. Remember, we still have other things to learn tonight. So we're going to spend 5 to 10 minutes in the breakout room. Any other question? Okay, very clear. So you'll get a notification asking you to join the breakout room now. So please, once you get the notification, please join. Please join the breakout room once you get the notification. Should Zoom kick you out due to network, please join again and I would assign you. I might not assign you to the old group. I would assign you to another group. So the breakout rooms are opened. Please join the breakout rooms. The breakout rooms are opened. Please join. Just click on join. The breakout rooms are opened. Please join. The breakout rooms are opened. Please join. Join the breakout room. Join the breakout room. Join the breakout room. Remember, just make a presentation for 1 minute and others would listen and point out to you when you sounded more natural, when you sounded most authentic, and when your vocal quality was real. Gogo Abitet, please join. Taiwo Adams, please join. Peace, join. Uju, join. Wumi, join. Infinix, please join. Steve, please join. Please join the breakout room. Bola, join the breakout room. Adiola, Sandro, Sarah, Uju, please join the breakout room. Check your screen. You're going to see a notification asking you to join the room. Please join. Join the breakout room. Oluwabumi, you are assigned. All participants have been assigned. Was it that you left before? Uju, you didn't join any breakout room. Please join the breakout room, Uju. Uju, please join the breakout room. Check your phone. You're going to see join room. Click on join. Sandra, please join the breakout room. Sandra, please join the breakout room. Sandra, please join the breakout room. Steve, please join the breakout room. Hmm. Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. You continue later, baby. You continue later, baby. Come on, come on. Show me. You're welcome back. So how did it go? How did it go? Was it an enjoyable exercise? How did it go? Was it an enjoyable exercise? Anyone? Doctor, I love your smile. Okay, Eunice says, interesting. I really enjoyed it. Room 5 was great. Very enjoyable. Fun, fun, fun. Very well. Very well. Very, very well. Okay, so let's kickstart. So let me share my slide again. So I'm glad you love it. So it's something you can always do all by yourself at home. So you can record yourself, listen, and you can ask yourself questions. So when did it sounded like I was more natural? You know, why we are doing that is for you to really understand your voice, so you can take ownership of your voice, so that you can know that, okay, these are the sounds that I need to pay more attention to. So during my presentation, I need to perhaps add my native languages to it, if that is when you sound more natural. It helps you connect more with your audience, and you have to be consistent with it. So this brings to awareness, and of course you have to use the knowledge you have got from this awareness to empower yourself, so that when you speak, it doesn't sound like you're sounding like someone else. You still remain yourself. Remember, you do not have two voices. You can only sound better at different situations or different instances, just like somebody asked earlier. Now let's talk about the 4 vocal dimensions every great speaker has. The first is pace. Pace is another name for speed. Now, if you remember that video we watched earlier, Ndini, pay attention to his pace, the speed. For every statement, he wasn't in a hurry to go to the next statement. He kept the natural tempo. After a statement, he took a pause before he went to the next statement. And for each statement that is important, you realize that after each word, for example, when he said, I hated my name, he didn't say, I hated my name. I hated my name. In between each word, he took pause. He wasn't in a hurry. Most times, your audience will see you as nervous or shy when you speak too fast. It is also important not to speak too slow, so you do not sound boring or sluggish to them. The truth is, there is no perfect pace. It depends on the pace or the movement that works well for you as a speaker, and the movement that works well for your audience, that gives them enough time to immerse what you have said. So when you speak too fast, most times you lose your audience because they have not immersed the first statement. You're moving to the second statement. So how to use pace strategically? 1, when you're talking about important things, you want to slow down, slower than the normal pace. Another is when you're emphasizing, you want to use a slower pace. Or when you want to consciously call the attention of your audience to a certain, maybe a certain statement, you also want to use a slower pace. Or maybe you're trying to show emotion with your words. So maybe you're sharing a story and you got to a part where it seemed like, I felt so bitter. Deep down, I was crying. But I had to act strong because my mother has always said, big boy, don't cry. The pace there will be different from if I'm just making random statements. My mom would always say, don't cry. And I don't think I want to say that to my children. That reminded me of a story that I would share that story. The pace when I was just speaking randomly is different from when I'm trying to make you emotionally and touched or emotionally engaged so that you can agree with what I've said. Pace, very important. Now there's is there a strategy? Should I call it a strategy or a game that you could use to work on your pace? We call it the pace spectrum. So you're going to say a certain statement. You say it 50% slower. You say it 50% faster. Then you say it at a pace that you feel it's normal to you. This strategy would help you find your normal pace. So for example, I would say something like, I believe everyone has something important to say. I believe everyone has something important to say. Now I'm going to go 50% slower. I believe everyone has something important to say. Now I would say it 50% faster. I believe everyone has something important to say. Now I would say it at the pace that I feel is more comfortable to me. I believe everyone has something important to say. The more you do this, the better your voice, your speech organs become conscious of pacing. So when it comes to public speaking, or when you get to that stage and you need to pace, it comes out natural. It becomes easier. So it's something you can do all by yourself. Let's do it together. Everyone say this statement. I believe everyone has something important to say. Say it like your normal self. Use your natural pace. I believe everyone has something important to say. Whether you're a fast speaker or a slow speaker, just say it like you would have said it. I believe everyone has something important to say. Now let's say it 50% slower than the pace you just used. I believe everyone has something important to say. Now let's do it 50% faster. I believe everyone has something important to say. Now find a pace that you feel you're more comfortable with. I believe everyone has something important to say. I hope you did it. Even though Miss Tokpe didn't do it, I didn't see your mouth move. So let's go ahead. Now let's go to pitch. Now pitch has to do with your vocal range. Just like when you're singing and somebody is using the high pitch. I believe, I'm not a good singer. Another person is using a low pitch. I believe, something like that. That is speech. I love your smile, right? Your smile is really captivating, ma'am. With your white teeth. Keep it up. Don't mind me, I'm mesmerized by it. Okay, so your pitch. It's just like you singing along with a piano. So you want to go up when it's time to go up. You want to come down when it's time to come down. So normally we have two pitch, high and low. So we use high oftentimes for positivity. We use low for negativity. So we also use high when you're trying to call someone's attention to something. Now we use low pitch when you're trying to make something sing. So say, for example, in between your presentation, speaking well can open doors for you. Speaking well can open great doors for you. What did I do? The first statement, I said it with a normal pitch. Now, because I want to consciously call your attention to it for it to sink, I went with the lower pitch. That is what happens when you whisper. Let's assume you're saying something and you're whispering to your audience. Do you know that speaking well can open doors for you? That reminds me of a saying. It was Brent Tracy who says, your communication skill can improve your earnings in 50% fold. That reminded me, it was the year 2020 when I took it upon myself that I needed to start making things right through my learned speaking skills. Should I tell you that the first time I took up a job as an MC, I earned in 7 figures? I whispered now. When you whisper, naturally your audience will lean in because they want to hear what you're saying. So naturally they would be calmer and they want to lean in and hear you. Pitch. So you know when you want to speak with louder voice, you want to know the kind of information that you want to whisper out. You want to know the kind of information you want to use, a low pitch or high pitch. Pitch. Now, what you can do all by yourself to practice speech is to record yourself reading a children's story. So my son clocked 1 month days ago. And then before he even clocked 1 month, my husband would always have conversation with him. Maybe when he's crying or he's restless, you see him carry him and just keep talking, ranting. Just he could talk about his day. He could tell you stories about what I went through on the day of delivery. And what my little son would do is it would just slip off. Like the more he has that conversation, it would just normally slip off. So a particular night, I was just like, okay, if this is working, let me try midnight stories. So I've had stories that I've recorded. Was it the year 2020? I knew about night stories, story time for children. So then I did a lot of recordings. I would just get storybooks that are child appropriate. I would record them and then I used to sell it to foreign countries. This is like a business idea for some of you. So I would just record them, do a normal voice note. I would put a solo tone, like a piano tone in the background. Of course, my voice will be higher. Then I would save it on Google Drive, and then I would just sell it on Seller to foreign countries. Because of course, in Nigeria, how many parents have that time for their children to listen to bedtime stories? So that was how I started earning during COVID then. So because I've seen my husband did this to my son, so that night I just went ahead to play one of them to him, and he loved it. He slept off again. You know, the essence of bedtime story is to have them stay calm and then sleep off while learning and enjoying. And then he slept off. So the next day, I took it upon myself to read the story out. So my mother-in-law was there when I was reading it out, and to her, it was just like a waste of time. So I started using my voice to dramatize. So at the time when I need to whisper, it depends on what the lines of the story is saying. Just me using my voice to act a movie of what the storybook is saying or what each line is saying. So I started doing that. I started doing that. You know what happened? It took me down the lane about the activity I did then to enhance my pitch. It was mainly reading story or just reading any, acting out whatever you're reading with your voice. It could be Bible stories. It could just be anything. So if I were you, if I have children or even to myself, if you just play around it, record yourself reading anything. For some of us that love to read Bible, reading your Bible using different pitch, just like you're singing. This would help aid your pitch. So naturally, when it's time to talk, it would come out natural. You would have to own your voice. Remember, the objective here is for you to sound like yourself, not to sound like someone else. It's just like you working on your volume. Just something like that. High, low, something like that. Now, the third is power. That takes me back to those that are introverts and those that are extrovert. Power. Use your power. If you're the energetic type, use it to your advantage. If you're the calm type, use it to your advantage. We don't have so much time. There's also another video that I have. Maybe I'll share that in the group. It was a video of an introvert making a presentation, how he was able to use his calm voice to win the heart of his audience. Not all speakers would have the high voice, or not all speakers would have the energy to scream and shout. However, whether you're a calm speaker or not, you should know when to whisper. You should know when to add that calmness. You should know when to add that energy. We have places for all of these things. So your power is simply you using your unique voice, whether it's the calm voice or the high voice, to connect with your audience. And lastly, we have pause. Learn to pause. Instead of using filler words, instead of using pause, say a word and just keep quiet for a few seconds. We call it the powerful pause. Use strategic pause. Let's practice this. Let's practice this. Let's practice this together using these 4 things I've said. Pace, pitch, power, pause. I'll go first, and each of us would unmute ourselves and we say this. Good morning, everyone. Power. I'm an energetic person. If I was a calm person, I would have gone, good morning, everyone. It doesn't mean I would lose my audience. Today, I purposely took a pause because the next thing I want to talk about is important. So today, I want to talk about something that's really important to me. That's really important. What happened? I emphasized those 2 words. Really important. I want you to know how much what I want to talk about is. So I emphasized really and important. I hope you find this interesting and useful. Vocal variety. The voice I used when I said I want to talk about something really important is different from what I used when I said, I hope you find this interesting and useful. So I'll go again. Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that's really important to me. I hope you find this interesting and useful. Who wants to go first? Be yourself. Whether you're a calm speaker or you're the energetic speaker, no one is wrong. We are all unique. All you have to do is emphasize 2 words when you get to the next sentence. Any 2 words that you think is very important. And of course, your pitch, don't be too fast, don't be too slow. And pause. After each sentence, pause. Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that's really important to me. I hope you find this interesting and useful. Okay, the first hand I have is Ogundiro. Please unmute. Go ahead, ma'am.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that is really important to me. I hope you will find this interesting and useful. Thank you.
You're welcome, ma'am. Well done. However, I need you to pay attention to your pronunciation. You added H to everyone. Don't add H to it. And the word is interesting. Please go over it again. Pay attention to 2 words. Everyone without the H. Interesting, not interesting. Interesting.
Interesting.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that is really important to me. I hope you'll find this interesting and useful.
Interesting. Take that last sentence again.
I hope you find this interesting and useful.
Well done. I would go for the first read. The first read was great. Aside from the pronunciation errors, it was great. Well done, ma'am. Irene, can you unmute?
Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that's really important to me. I hope you will find this interesting and useful.
Well done, Irene. Now, can you see? Let's compare Madam Ogundiron's read to Madam Irene, not the diction now. I want us to compare the power. Let's compare the power. You realize that one was energetic, means Ogundiran was energetic, because I want to assume she's an extrovert. It was more like she was screaming at the beginning. She added so much energy, vigor. Why Miss Irene is such a calm and captivating speaker. So that reminds me again, or let me remind you again, whether you're a calm speaker or you're the energetic speaker, no one is wrong. Own yourself. Use what works for you. Lami, kindly unmute.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that's really important to me. I hope you find this interesting and useful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Another energetic speaker. Well done. However, I need you to pay attention to H. You added H to everyone. There is no H there. Simply hold your breath. Everyone. Another energetic speaker. That was wonderful. Deborah, good evening. Please unmute.
Good evening, man. Okay, I started. So, good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that is really important to me. I hope you find this interesting and useful.
Thank you, Deborah. Interesting. Quite energetic as well. Olayinka, please unmute.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that's really important to me. I hope you find this interesting and useful.
Interesting. Almost everyone is mispronouncing that word. Interesting. And take note of the word morning as well. Morning. It has a long vowel. Morning. I purposely didn't add diction to my slide, but that doesn't mean you should forget your diction. Remember, it starts from there. All of these things work together. It's like driving. You would not say that because they have just told me that I have to start looking at my rear mirror. Then you want to ignore other mirrors. You have to do everything simultaneously, isn't it? Same with public speaking. Your diction must be worked on, your pace, your power, everything. They're all important. Okay, Antonia, good evening. Please unmute.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Please go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that's really important to me. I hope you find this interesting and useful.
Well done.
Thank you, ma'am.
Well done. Pay attention to the H sound as well. Okay, Charity, good evening. Can you unmute?
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. You're welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that's really important to me. I hope you find this interesting and useful.
Well done. I love that you emphasized really important. It shows how important it is. Madam Tokbe, your smile again. Please go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that is really important to me. I hope you find it interesting and useful. Thank you.
You're welcome, ma'am. Take note of the word interesting. Today, not today, today. Also, let's pay attention to contrast. It's different from that is. There's an apostrophe S. That's the two words have been joined together already. That's not that is. Okay. Itohowu. Good evening. Please unmute.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. Please take the greeting again. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Better. Please go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that is really important to me. I hope you find it interesting and useful.
Such a calm speaker. Well done, ma'am. Iwalewa, good evening. Please unmute. Iwalewa, please unmute.
Sorry, please. Good evening, ma'am.
Ma'am, go ahead.
Thank
Good
you.
evening, ma'am. You're welcome.
Good evening, everyone. Today,
Everyone.
I want to talk,
Everyone.
everyone. Good evening, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that is really important to me. I hope you find this interesting and useful. Thank you,
I'm
ma'am.
glad that you pronounce interesting correctly. Tony, good evening. Please unmute.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Go ahead, ma'am.
All right, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that's really important to me. I hope you find this interesting and useful. Thanks.
Interesting. Ramato, please unmute. Interesting. Please pay attention to that word. Interesting. Ramato, please unmute. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Good morning, everyone.
Good
Today,
morning.
I
Again.
want to...
Again.
Good morning, everyone.
Better.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that's really important to me.
Something. T and H. Your tongue should be outside.
Something.
Something. Yes.
Something that's really important to me. I hope you find this interesting and useful.
I love that you
Thank
said
you.
interesting. Well done. But pay attention to your TH words. This and something, that, TH, very important. Rakia, please unmute. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Go
Good
ahead.
morning, everyone. Today,
Everyone.
everyone. Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that's really important.
TH, something.
Something that's really important to me, and hope you find it interesting and useful.
Interesting.
Interesting and useful.
Very well. Esther, please unmute. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that is really important to me. I hope you'll find this interesting and useful.
I was going to say impressive until you said interesting. Interesting. Oluwabumi, please unmute.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that's really important to me. I hope you find this interesting and useful.
Ma'am, the word is not interesting. Please correct yourself.
I hope you find this interesting.
Interesting.
I hope you find this interesting and useful.
Thank you, madam. Madam Fumi, good evening. Please unmute.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening. Go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that's really important to me. I hope you'll find this interesting and useful.
I'm glad that you You consciously articulated interesting correctly, but you didn't pay attention to your stress placement in important. Important. Please say that again.
Important.
Thank you, ma'am. Mary, good evening. Please unmute.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good morning, everyone.
Everyone. Everyone.
Good morning, everyone.
Better.
Today, I want to talk about something that is really important to me.
Important.
Important to me. I hope you find this interesting and useful. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mary. Chef Fumi, good evening. Please unmute. Chef Fumi. Chef Fumi, are you there? Peace, please unmute. Good evening.
Good evening,
Good
ma'am.
evening, please. Yeah, good evening.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that's really important to me. I hope you'll find this interesting and useful. Interesting and useful.
I love the self-correction. Well done, Peace. I love the calmness as well. Keep it up. Amara, good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Okay, Madam Shefumi, good evening. Go ahead.
Good morning, everyone.
Don't add H
Today,
to everyone. There is no H there. Everyone.
Good morning, everyone.
Better.
Today, I want to talk about something that is really important to me.
That,
I hope you
not that is. That's really important. That's really important.
Today, I want to talk about something that's really important to me. I hope you find this interesting and useful.
Well done. Anyone that mispronounced the H word again would pay me another money for 6 weeks Diction Mastery Academy. I do not expect anyone here to mispronounce TH words. That is the result of not practicing with the people around you and waiting until you get to the public. You would mispronounce simple things like this. I do not expect anyone here to mispronounce TH sound. I even do not expect anyone here to have H factor. We have talked about H factor several times. When you see words starting with vowel sounds, hold your breath so you do not unconsciously add the H sound to it. Please. Please. It's important. I want to be a proud teacher, please. Amara, good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Please
Good
go ahead.
morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that's really important to me. I hope you find this interesting and useful. Thank you,
Well
ma'am.
done. Well done. Consciousness, that's all we need. Khadija, good evening. Please unmute. Stay conscious.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that's really important to me. I hope you will find this interesting and useful.
Well done, Khadija. I just need you to add more vigor so you can sound more finished. Faustina, good evening. Please unmute. Faustina, good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that's really important to me. I hope you find this interesting and useful.
Thank you. I love that. Mary Rose, good evening. Please unmute.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that's really important to me. I hope you will find this interesting and useful.
The truth is, we are all doing well with our pace, with our pitch, with our unique power as well. But we need to pay more attention to our pauses at the end of sentences. We are doing well with pauses in between sentences, but I think we're doing that because we're conscious of our pronunciation. What also happens to pauses at the end of each sentence? Pay attention to that. Shirley, please unmute. Shirley, is it Shirley or Shirley? Please, what's the
Shirley.
pronunciation?
Shirley.
Shirley, okay.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that's really important to me. I hope you will find this interesting and useful.
This, TH, interesting, interesting. KO, good evening. Please unmute. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that's really important to me. I hope you find this interesting and useful.
Well done. There are 2 videos that I saved from those that were sent to the group. I wanted us to watch and criticize, but there's no time for that. The session is supposed to end by 9, it's almost 10 p.m. Womsy, good evening. Please unmute.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that's really important to me. I hope you found this interesting and useful.
Take note of 2 words: today, not today, and interesting, not interesting. Okay, like I said earlier, we all did well with our pace, pitch, and power. We need to pay more attention to our pause at the end of sentences. I think the reason why we're taking so much pause is because we are paying attention to our pronunciation. Kudos, everyone. We can do better. Now, remember, it's more about practicing. The essence of this program is to bring to your awareness what you're doing rightly, what you're not doing rightly. Now that you know, you need to consciously practice doing it rightly. The group will keep being there. Feel free to ask questions. Feel free to ask for help, support, etc. Now, the replays will be uploaded on our e-learning platform. As soon as that is done, we'll share the links to you so you can have lifetime access to them. I can always watch them anytime and learn as well. Also, we have personalized public speaking classes for some of you that might be interested in moving this forward. There's quite a number of other things we haven't mentioned. Talk about content. Everything we have said is more about delivery. And like I always say, public speaking is in 2 folds. Your content, how do you put together your words, what you want to talk about? Then your delivery. Many times it is said that it is not what you say, but how you say it. So in my opinion, delivery is really more important than the content. However, that doesn't mean you should just put together rubbish and feel like with my confident look, people would allow or people would accept. It doesn't always work like that, which is why you must also pay attention to your content. So if you're interested in knowing more about our personalized coaching for public speaking, reach out. The fee is between 180,000 to 450,000, and it runs between 3 weeks to 10 weeks. It depends on the package you want. There are 3 packages. If you'd like to know more about it, feel free to send me a message. Okay, before we leave, I'd like to get feedback about the class. Okay, let's take questions first. Do we have questions? Maybe about everything we have learned so far, not just about today's session. If you have questions, please feel free to ask. If you have questions, feel free to ask. I have a checklist that I'll share with you. So that can guide you towards recording yourself and criticizing yourself using the checklist. Do we have any question? Tessie, you can't unmute. You cannot unmute because you didn't raise your hand. You're supposed to raise your hand first, then I would give you opportunity to unmute. That's why you couldn't unmute. I have called everyone who raised their hands. Okay, Tokwe said no question. Any other person? No, there is no certificate for this training. Do you need certificate for public speaking? It's more about showcasing yourself when you have presentation at workplace, or you want to give as little as Thanksgiving in your church. The common thing I see people do when they want to give Thanksgiving, you call it. When they say, what do they used to call it in church? Don't mind me. I'm new to Christianity. There's a way they say it. I think they say, okay, testimony time. When you give testimony in church, as little as giving testimony in church, you don't just go out and do it like every other person, especially because you have attended a public speaking class. You don't just go there and say hallelujah and you start. You can do something extraordinary. So imagine I want to give testimony in church and I'll walk majestically out like I've showed you. I'll get there, smile, and I will begin. Exactly 1 month and is it 7 days? Let me assume. I walked to the blah, 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 blah General Hospital in Lagos. I walked in with so much fear. I remember getting in and they were telling me, why are you just coming in at this time at exactly 2:04? Why didn't you come in earlier? I went in with the opinion of me being able to change my doctor's mind to wait a few more days before I went through an induction session. Unfortunately, I was told my doctor already left, and all other doctors do not have power to overrule what he has already stated. I sluggishly went into the labor room, and at exactly 6 p.m., the strategy started, or the session started. All night, I thought it was a joke because there was no strong reaction. My eyes were open like that of a bird. I couldn't sleep. I became the security man. Unfortunately, there was no VIP room, so I had to use the general labor room. So my husband had to stay outside in the rain. And we got chatting. I learned how much a mosquito battled his legs. Blah, 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 blah. At the end, people will not just say hallelujah. People will fall for my speech. It's not even a speech, just a testimony. But I'll not go the usual way, say hallelujah. I get right on this. Hey, my high shege, blah, 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 blah. Public speaking. 100 people, 200 people. Start from little places like that. Share your story with descriptive words. Start strategically. For some of us are teachers. Who told us we have to hold assemblies the normal way, the way everybody does? Why not become that teacher that your students or your pupils would always look forward to when you're the one hosting the assembly? Must you always start with, oh, glory, glory, glory to the Lord? I'm not saying you should rule out those things, but start differently. Start differently and you can get back to that. So there's no certification, ma'am. It's more about using the skill you have learned. In training, can I introduce myself after greeting? In training, that is if you're training someone, can you introduce yourself? Yes, if you were not introduced. Yes, please introduce yourself. Yes, introduce yourself so that your trainees can be able to address you properly. Opportunity. Opportunity. How can I do presentations without without using book to write out outlines? By preparing. Everything I have taught you today, I have to look at my notepad. I don't know if some of you noticed. You don't have to make all your presentations offhand. You are free to have notepads. You're free to have sketches. That's the essence of these sticky notes. You can have sticky notes here and there. Just make sure you're not reading. Like everything is not on that notepad. Just outlines, just pointers, something to remind you of what next to say. Any other question? Votes of thanks. Okay, maybe they call you votes of thanks too. Please, ma'am, I'm yet to submit second and third project. We used to access them after tonight, or yes, but please do not submit them till late. The session is supposed to end tonight. The program is supposed to end tonight. I'm just only able to access questions, but if you submit it within the week, I will. I also still have assignments I have not given feedback to. I'll try to do that within the week. Question. How do I address my students? It depends. What's their age range? And there are different ways to do that. Just make it age appropriate. If during a speech, your accent portrays your tribe, that means that your diction is not okay. It depends. If you're talking about, if you're, let's assume during your speech is in English, but at a point you needed to use your native language. Why not? Feel free. It doesn't mean you have bad diction. However, when you're switching to your native language, you want to use your native diction at that point. When you're switching back to English, you want to use the English diction. Can you share third week and today's lesson with us? The replay of last week's lesson has been shared. Today's replay will be shared as well. Mary Rose says, I'm proud of you, Diction Queen. Thank you. Please, will you still access my project as well? Yes. Please make sure you submit them within the week. Okay. I really appreciate everyone. I would love you to please write feedback about this program in the group. It doesn't have to be something big. But remember, this is a public speaking class. Use the skills you have learned. Have a great opening. If you prefer to do a video, fine as well. If you prefer audio, fine. Anything you're comfortable with. Please give feedback about this class. I'm still going to sell this program, right? And I need feedback. I need people to know how good the program is, for them to know if they would want to buy or not. So please, I would appreciate if you to give nice feedback. Not nice feedback. Let me use the word true feedback. Exactly what happened. You don't lie on my behalf, please. I would sincerely appreciate that. Yes, today is the last live session on this program, but we're still in the group. So if you have questions or you need help, feel free to ask. So please give feedback about the public speaking class. I'll sincerely appreciate that. I would love if you can send it today. But somebody's asking, is there no assignment for today's session? There is. There is assignment for today's session. It's going to be sent to the group. I'm going to send the assignment to the group. Or should we use the feedback as an assignment? You make a video for me, giving feedback about the program. We do that. Whether we do that or not, please give feedback about this program. I will sincerely appreciate that. Do that for the sake of Diction Prince. Okay, let me say yes. Let me please do that for me. I would appreciate a video from you. Thank you very much. Okay, we need to call it a day. Okay, another person said yes. Rakia also said yes. Wow. So I have lots of fun like this. Thank you, Rakia. I would look forward to a video from you as well. So I'm going to send tonight's replay. Eunice also said yes. Thank you very much. So I'm looking forward to 3 videos about this program. Thank you very much. So thank you, everyone. I sincerely appreciate you. Okay, I'll send my feedback to thank you, please. I sincerely appreciate you. Mary Roster said, I really appreciate everyone. Thank you, everyone. Yoruba will say, how do I translate it in English? It means that people are really important in all you do. I sincerely appreciate the care, everything. I appreciate everything. Khadija, thank you. Thank you, everyone. everyone. When I was absent yesterday, quite a number of people reached out to both admins, and it was really heartwarming. I am super excited to have all of you in my corner. Thank you so kindly. I am not the perfect person, I know. I sincerely know. Can you let us upload our videos, please? Yes, that's fine. Please upload. Please, do you mean upload them on social media? If that is what you mean, yes, go ahead and please tag us. I look forward to yours too, Esther. How can we get to watch the 2 videos you intend to share, ma'am? Which ones? Is it the ones from the academy or the one I said about the calm speaker? Which one is it? Thank you so much, Amara. I love you, Timmy. Talk where. Okay, about the 2 speakers. I don't want to share it in the group. I would have wanted us to watch it live. I don't want us to share it in the group. I have my reasons for not wanting to share it in the group. Download your video from YouTube. Yes, you can download my video from YouTube. Yes, of course. Okay, so I need to go now. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful night rest. I look forward to the videos. Please do not disappoint me. I'll also send the assignment to the group and the replay as well. All other assignments that have not been attended to, I will attend to them during the week. Like I said, I truly appreciate your patience, your love, your care. I appreciate everything. Lack words how much I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you very much. I'm super excited to have all of you around me in my corner. And may the Almighty keep all of us in good health, in great position, and greater expert. Thank you, everyone. I really look forward to your videos. I look forward to your feedback. If you cannot make video as well, feel free to write. You can just write. You can submit your feedback in writing. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful night rest. And like I said, the group remains there. You can always share other stuff, ask questions. If you have a presentation, feel free to work around it. Send it to the group for feedback. I will be glad and happy to work with you. And like I said, we have somebody said, give us bonus now. What bonus can I think of? What bonus are you considering? Let's see if it's something I can afford. I was going to say something. Should you be interested in our personalized training, it's available. I would be glad to do that. Give us 1 more week. Okay, you know what? Let me look at my schedule. Next week is my birthday, next week, Friday. Make sure to send gifts to me. Is it Friday or Saturday? Okay, Saturday. So I'm not sure I will be available on Sunday. That's the thing. So, but let me check my schedule. If it's possible, I will let you know. It might not be this week. You know, this is a new week, so it might not be this week, but I would consider that. I would consider giving you another week, but I'm not sure when that will be. So my birthday is on Saturday. I look forward to gifts from all of you. Please don't forget the feedback is very important. Like, it's enough gift already. If you can't make a video about the feedback, you can do voice notes, you can type. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful night rest. Bye-bye.